We gotta start recording. We've already got great shit going on.
I just now started recording.
Oh. Welcome to Wombat Combat.
Oh wow! Oh shit! This is off.
Yeah, great.
Hi, welcome to the cool podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
sounds like crunching it.
That's the theme song.
It's like some 1950s Looney Tunes
We have not even introduced ourselves.
We're working on it.
Who should introduce yourself there, Quenton?
Hi. Thank you, Nathan. I'm Quenton.
Thank you, Quenton. I'm Nathan.
Well, there's only one thing left to do. My name's Sam.
Sam is macking on a big bowl of cereal right now.
What?
Oh, God.
No. Occasional spurts from
Isaac's here.
I'm busy being smooth.
He's looking at memes.
Are you talking to a girl over there, Isaac?
He get.
He's texting.
He's texting a female.
His female is probably gonna make him mac and cheese and show him another Netflix show.
Oh, dude, you know what mac and cheese is
I'm
like?
fine with that. That was fun.
A lot of carbs.
A lot of carbs. Nothing else.
Doesn't even sound like carbs.
It sounds exactly like carbs.
What is there any nutritional value to
noodles?
Great. Literally,
noodle.
They cook a 5-cheese mac and cheese thing. It feels weird to say.
I farted. I'm sorry.
It's on the mic forever now.
Good.
There's no nutritional value to mac and cheese.
How did it travel 7 feet?
I think there is. It
Yeah,
makes my tummy full.
I'm joking. Why would you do this while I'm eating?
I mean, you need a calorie intake.
Oh my god.
I think that there's good carbs. Apples are good. Mac and cheese is not good carbs. But wait, I guess that's the thing we're trying to argue, are we?
Listen.
What are we trying to argue?
This was deluxe mac and cheese.
Oh, it had to be.
Yeah, it was.
If deluxe 4 cheese.
It was good.
No
dyes.
No take a picture of us so I can slap it on the video.
No dyes, no artificial flavor.
Where's
Okay,
the box?
Deluxe.
There's no way y'all threw this away.
Right there. It's right there.
Yes,
Right there.
bitch.
Oh, of course.
Easy peasy. No, other one.
Well,
You ripped the fucking nutrition
Welcome to the
facts
cool
off.
podcast, everybody.
where we're just going to be
Maybe
interrupting
that's
this.
what it's like. You ripped the fucking tag off. Welcome to the cool podcast.
No, what it was a 4 cheese deluxe, and then we mixed it
I
with
still
just
smell
make
his fucking fart.
Oh,
I'm
dog.
choking over here.
Oh shit! I knocked to the mic that we're not using. Why is there this here?
I gave that to Sam. That was
Anyway,
gross.
right.
All right,
So
so
it was a 4 cheese deluxe, right?
Yeah.
And then we had a regular, just Velveeta cheese one, and we mixed them together. So it was 5 cheese. What the fuck? What the hell are you doing?
Can this be the cover photo of the fucking
yes.
Fast Mac?
But yeah, so it's tasty. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna poop blood now,
Ew.
but in a good way.
How is it good?
I get a colonoscopy now.
Just painting the bowl
Well, it's
red.
good mac and cheese. So.
As in it was worth it.
Well,
All right.
A well-deserved bloody poop.
Yeah.
you know,
It was-
you get off the toilet, it's bloody. It's like I earned this.
Dude, I have had nothing but terrible diarrhea lately. When I drank that sake the other night, the next morning each morning is absolutely terrible.
I gave you the soupy poopies.
So
Yeah,
I give him the super poopies, and everybody's poopies clogged our toilet, whether they were soupy or solidy.
Don't put a Y after solid.
Well, all right. So there's solid snake, liquidus snake, and solidus snake, and our poops were liquidus.
This is the most disgusting part. We are not cool at all. Let's just say we're welcome to the cool podcast, and we immediately start talking about. First of all, Isaac shit himself. We started talking about mac and cheese. Hey, Sam over here started complaining about not finding the
rip labels.
rip labels. We're welcome to the cool podcast.
Oh, all right. Speaking of being cool, let's talk about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
We should definitely have a magic episode later where we talk about that shit.
Yeah.
We're not for right now.
You can
because
just play Magic.
We're gonna butt fuck our demographic.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Demographic all over the place.
Yeah.
Just play Magic on the podcast, ooh, good play. Thank you. And not
Video. It's just the sounds of cards smack against the table.
shit.
And then, yeah, people getting really angry.
All
Shut
right.
up!
All right. I don't want that top card there.
All right, you can go.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and roll for first turn here.
That was a bowl.
just smash it.
Whoever gets the most shards go first.
Whoever's
Pick it with a dustpan.
whoever is just most hurt.
Alright.
Whoever spends the most time in the ER after gets to go first.
Who's first? Whose topic is first?
So, let's go with yours.
Let's go with yours.
Yeah,
Alright,
sure.
alright. So, like 2 days ago,
I'm sorry.
Fuck off with the cereal! You're like, who should go first?
I wasn't even thinking.
God damn it.
pour your fucking bowl
Pour
of
your
cereal.
cereal! Yeah, do
Get
it!
it over with.
The milk is still in the fridge,
That's
too!
what you think, motherfucker.
Slam milk
Why?
on the table.
Okay, why is the milk not in the fridge?
I'm using it.
I just like that you gave him leeway, and then as soon as he starts talking, you pour
I didn't even
cereal.
need to do that.
You're like,
I mean,
go
you
ahead,
did.
Quenton. So 2 days ago, bing, 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 bing.
Alright.
Alright, anyway.
I think this is going to be a nightmare.
Go ahead and pour your cereal.
I know better than to eat cereal here. I'm gonna choke on it here in a minute.
Alright, okay. 2 days ago, I almost got arrested, with a DUI, being sober, because it was like right after a party, and I was being a DUI for my roommates.
DUI.
Wait,
That's why I got arrested, dipshit. I was being a DUI.
I was
I gotcha.
Shit, where's
Beating cop is like, yeah.
Beating Cup shows up. Anyway, so I was DD for like my roommates and friends, and I didn't really feel like drinking yet. So I drove them back to the house, and I dropped them off, and then I fucked right on off. And then I went to my friend's apartment, and on the way to the apartment, apparently I ran a stop sign. I didn't see the stop sign. Maybe it didn't exist. Who the fuck knows? So I pull up into the parking spot. I park, and then I'm about to get out of my fucking car, and then I see little blue lights behind me. I go, I just got put. Huh? So a cop comes up to the window and he says, "All right, sir." Oh, the table's coming apart. Anyway,
I saw that. I was hoping you could fix that.
cop says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And my smart ass almost said, "Actually, I parked," but I didn't. Wasn't about to get smart because I feel like that's just more reason for them to arrest me. The cops here, I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Fuck yeah.
so anyway.
I can fix this.
This is a part to cut.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Or to absolutely leave it.
It's just, this sounds like someone's getting beaten to death. Give me a second, hold on.
Alright.
That'll teach them.
So I didn't want to give them.
That's the intro to the podcast.
Someone getting to beat the fuck up. I didn't want to give this cop any reason to not like me. I wanted to be on his good side as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't say, well, actually, I parked.
Smart ass.
Yeah, it's who I am.
Yeah.
It was so hard to not be a smart ass to this whole thing. And he goes, you know, I pulled you over. I said, no, I really don't. And he said, well, there's a stop sign back there, and you ran it. I said, oh, didn't see it. Sorry. Because you've been drinking tonight. I said,
Did he say it like that? You've been drinking.
Have you been drinking tonight?
Have you been drinking? Turn into a musical number.
no, I really don't like musicals. So if it was, I would have just been pissed.
Start drinking. He pulls out his tap shoe.
I would have drop kicked him. So, have you been drinking tonight? I said, no, sir. I was a DD. I was a DUI. I was a DD for my friends. I was taking them back to the house, so they wouldn't drunk drive. And he said, "Oh, well, your car smells like alcohol." And I was like, "Well, probably because I was a DD for my drunk friends."
Because they've been drinking tonight.
Because they've been drinking tonight.
Pulls out some maracas.
Slap him out of his hands. Stop. No singing, no musical numbers. And he says, well, can you step out of your car and do a few sobriety tests? And I'm like, sure. This is 1:40 in the morning. I'm wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and it is cold.
It was like 28 degrees.
It was like 20 degrees and sleeting out.
I was not expecting to be outside for very long. I wasn't prepared to be outside.
You were expecting to have a sobriety test.
I was wearing a t-shirt and jeans. So, and he's wearing this poofy vest and a beanie. I call him Beanie Cop, Beanie Boy, Beanie Baby.
A lot of people, he has a
Beanie Bitch.
notorious reputation for this, too. It's not just him.
Yeah, no. Beanie Bitch is notorious for being a shitty cop. Anyway, so... Sorry, Beanie Bitch, if you're watching. Actually, Beanie Bitch, if you're watching...
Shout out to
I'm
Beanie
not going to make
Bitch
any
here.
threats because I appreciate you.
I wish you could have seen the air quotes, but
Those are some fat air quotes.
the fat fucking air quotes.
I could like feel the wind of like.
Okay, and so he was like, all right, and he over-explained everything. It was horrible, and every time he over-explained something, it would just make me a little more nervous and irritated. So he's like, I need you to follow my index finger with just your eyes, not your head. Don't move your head, just move your eyes and follow my index finger. I was like, okay, you could have shortened that. So like he puts his index finger like at my chest, but like almost touching my chest. So I'm like, like looking down dumb awkwardly.
The sound of your eyes just like peeling down.
I'm trying real hard, and then he like, oh, okay. So first he had me face him. He said face me.
Oh,
And then he moved like to a step to the left and said, no, face me. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be hoot.
just jumping around you.
Have you been drinking tonight? Face me, banana.
So he puts his finger like, you know, up to my nose, like between my eyes, shines a light in my eyes, and moves his finger out and out and out and out and out and out. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that like his finger was so far like out that like if I moved my eyes, I could only see it. I couldn't actually like look at it or follow it. And he goes, looks like you have, and he says some big word.
How dare you?
I fucking coughed!
So,
This is gonna be I'm not cutting it out, you son of a bitch. We don't know what an asshole you are.
so he goes, it looks like you have, and it says some big word.
I just
And
fucking
he goes,
Wombo Combat or something.
he says, it looks like you have some big word. Try 3. I said, he goes, do you know
Pulls
what
on a Scrabble board.
So he says, it looks like you have, and then he says some big word. Do you know what that means? And I say, no. He goes, oh, you don't? Well, it means your eyes are bloodshot and twitchy. And like, I'm like, you could have just said they're bloodshot and twitchy and saved 30 seconds of both of our goddamn times. But instead, whatever. And I go, with all due respect, it is 1:40 in the morning. I'm cold and tired. And you said, that doesn't make your eyes bloodshot and twitchy. I said, I think the fuck it does. I really do. He's like, nope. I was like, whatever. All right. This is you, I guess. All right. I didn't know the word. You did, so I guess, okay. I'm sorry. He goes, all right, I need you to try to walk in a straight line because right now things aren't looking good. I'm like, you literally had me follow your finger out to the depths of space.
He's like, face me. No, look straight. Like, he just keeps walking, running away.
It's like an aerobics thing.
So-
It's like a reflex thing. Like half it's like, follow me, now face me, run with me.
So-
All of a sudden it turns into a training ground.
And may I point out that sobriety tests are agility tests. And I am a slab of meat. I'm just a rectangle through and through. I am not agile.
I actually didn't think of that when you were telling the story the first time.
Yeah,
But,
I'm
like,
not agile.
Yeah, this is not this is not your forte to begin with, much less if you're drunk.
Stand on your head.
No, like, I was-
Now spin around.
And keep in mind, I'm completely sober, right? I'm just kind of dumb and clumsy and just bad at things. So he's like, all right, so I need you to walk in a straight line. I need you to put one foot in front of the other heel toe. Your right foot in front of left. And then he showed it to me with his toes up. So I did the same thing with my toes up. And he goes, put your toes down. Take your hands out of your pockets. I'm like, bitch, I'm cold, dick. Anyway, so he goes, I need you to take 9 steps. Count them out loud. 1, 2, 3. I did 3. You do 9. Count to 9. I counted to 3. I'm like, oh.
What a douche.
He's like, are you sure you haven't had anything to drink tonight? Yes. I heard that question so many times. Anyway, so I do the steps. I go 1, 2, 3. Look down at your feet. 1, 2, 3. And on the 4th or 5th step, I stumbled a bit. I go, fuck. This is it. And then before I started, he was like, I know it's on a bit of an incline, and I know that there's no straight line to follow you, and that's not fair, to you, but I just need you to try. I stumbled. I was like, well, this is it.
This is my demise.
I'm about to get arrested. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to get a DUI, stone cold sober, and I'm going to be very angry.
Because you couldn't have called any of us because
you were drunk.
yeah, like
Your
everyone in
phone
the house.
is dead.
My phone.
For those who are listening, Quenton's phone is always fucking
Was it dead during this too?
I don't know.
I'm sure
I
it
was
was.
talking to a cop. I don't know.
I'm sure it died during it. Like,
I was just
fuck
checking
this.
my phone while I was, doing sobriety. Just 1 second. Let me.
Yeah.
I don't have this problem. He always answers me.
Really?
Yeah.
His phone is always dead every time I need to contact him.
Yeah, I'll reply like a few hours later. Sorry, my phone's dead. But so I stumbled and I was like, oh shit. I turn around. He goes, "Are you sure you haven't had anything to drink?" I'm like, "Bitch, no. I mean, yes, I'm sure, but I haven't had anything." And he goes, "Wow, what the
fuck was that?
I forgot." All right.
This is why I want to video this, because his face was fucking priceless.
Quentin's jaw unhinged like a snake and like let out this click noise.
It was like this salon owner had just been told the sassiest thing she has ever heard. She threw her palm out and went.
Like his face was like a perfect Dorito chip. The way his mouth formed.
Oh man! So he said, "I actually haven't anything to drink because you didn't do bad on that, but you didn't do good." I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just nervous and cold." He goes, "Why are you nervous? If you haven't done anything wrong, there's nothing to be nervous or stressed out about, right?" Bitch, you know the fuck this is stressful. You're just looking for something. You're just looking for something to get me on. I know you got some quota.
To get me off.
To get me off. I was like,
He's trying to see if his dick was
I know you have a quota, and I don't want to be your quota, buddy. Brother.
Brother.
So,
to the shortest white cop
oh
on
yeah.
the team.
Okay. So beanie baby, beanie bitch, beanie cop. He's shorter than I am, and I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'8",
He's short,
5'7",
bald,
5'8".
with glasses and a beanie.
Yeah, short bald
This
glasses
man
and a beanie.
is a
Yeah.
taint.
And college town police.
Oh
too,
yeah, and he's a stick, dude. I could drop kick him to next year. Then he's like, "All right, so I got one more test for you. I just need you to lift a foot of your choice off the ground about 6 inches. Count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000 until I say stop." I do that. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. I get to 30. 31,000. 30. All right, stop. I did not move during that one. That one I did pretty well on. And he's like, "Do you mind doing a breathalyzer? Do you mind doing that fucking first? Could we have started with a breathalyzer?" And he's like, "Do you mind doing a breathalyzer?" And I wouldn't have wanted to do a breathalyzer, but at this point, I need to do the breathalyzer because I have fucked up everything so far.
And you're completely sober.
I fucked up everything but that one test, and I'm completely sober. So I go, "Yes, of course." And he's on his way back to his car, and he says, "Maybe you have natural." And it says that big word again. That means my eyes are bloodshot and twitchy. And he goes, "Do you know what that means?" "It means your eyes are naturally bloodshot and twitchy." I said, "I could have figured that out because you just said the same word, then put natural in front of it." Anyway.
It's kind of like going to Whole Foods and like getting the.
I mean,
Organic bananas. Someone holding bananas or
No, bless-
organic bananas. I don't know.
What is this? You put a word from it now.
bless this man for just trying to teach me
shook
shit.
me.
I'm gonna be a cop,
That
become a
yell.
cop, so I can pull people over, teach them calculus.
Test is next week.
I'm gonna keep pulling them. I'm gonna search them out. What's the derivative of x squared?
It's like the homework from the
It's
last time we
2x,
pulled him
by
over.
the way.
Wow, good job.
Give me your homework.
And then give him a little gold star. He's like, send him off.
So he gets the breathalyzer, and I've never blown into a breathalyzer before. I don't know how to do it. I just right. So he goes, "All right, when I say blow, blow." And I'm like, "No shit." So he says blow. I go. He goes, "No, blow like you're blowing a balloon." "No, blow." I blew that motherfucker viciously. My eyes were popping out, and
You had natural whatever that big word is then because it happens.
so he takes a breath. He's like, "All right, that's good." Takes a breathalyzer. We wait for it to read 0.000. He says, "Oh look, you're sober. See, nothing to be worried about."
But Quentin, if that was like 0.0001,
I was fucked.
Or he'd be like, "You son of a bitch, you went to church, didn't you?" Or something like that.
I sniffed coffee this morning, dude. I mean, no, the only thing that had me worried was the sake, but that was at like 6.
Yeah.
I had that at like 6.
Oh, so you're telling me you had the sake that night and then
Yeah.
you got...
Yeah,
Oh,
but it was
I would have been a little bit
hours,
worried
hours,
then.
hours later.
Yeah, we had that sake at like 6.
Dude, I don't care. I would have been shitting your pants. Like, you would have been sitting on the couch, you're like, why is there shit in my pants? Oh, God, Sam's got a DUI.
You would have been pulled over like, "I had sake last week, I'm sorry."
Yeah, honestly.
But like,
Your body goes through a can of beer.
and the whole time
Oh my God.
during this thing, he's like, "Just tell," like, are you sure you haven't had anything to drink? I mean, if you tell me it'd be a lot less worse. I'm like, it'll be a lot less worse if I tell you I didn't, and it actually didn't.
Yeah. If you...
So he's like, you see, you blew all zeros. You're good. See, it's fine. And he goes, here's your driver's license. Be careful. Drive safe. And I'm like, I've already parked. I'm done driving for the night. And he goes, next time, don't be so stressed out around cops. It gives off bad vibes. I'm like, next time, don't be a dick. It gives off bad vibes.
Man, I hate that he finished that conversation or that encounter like he was still in the right.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess
He didn't even mention the stop sign that I ran.
Yeah, it just became you drunk.
I think it's because he's like, I finally get to meet my drunk quota. It's
He's like DUI.
It's kind of like, you know that video of like somebody breaks in this redneck's house. He's like, I finally get to use my guns and just like getting like all this shit together, and he comes down and it's all gone.
Yeah, that's like a sign of happiness thing.
That's exactly what that was like. He's like, oh, I finally get to use the fucking breathalyzer. And he's like, put it in there.
It's like this giant cannon of a breathalyzer. Alright, Sam, you want to grab the next topic there?
Yeah, stupid shit we've heard our friends say.
Oh, yeah, Sam. Fuck.
Yeah, what are we gonna start with?
Find the clothes.
Find the clothes.
Alright. So, Sam, it was about maybe like 5 months ago or something?
No, it was short. It was here recently, like late November.
Something like that. We were leaving Walmart, going back to our house, and Sam said, you know, there's a lot of clothes out there. I think we just need to stop producing clothes. And I look at Sam, just crank my head ever so slightly at him. I'm like, huh?
Alright, so let me explain my reason before it goes any further. I want y'all to hear me out.
I think it makes sense.
No.
I'm just gonna make my point even better.
Everyone just learned how to sew.
No, you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong. No, because they were producing them. I'm saying no more clothes need to be made ever, and here's why. So like we have like.
What about babies?
We're gonna talk about. You know what? I didn't even think of that.
You said what?
I said, what about babies?
What about babies?
We have to make clothes for them because they're new.
No. When one baby dies, they're passed.
We gotta cut that out.
I mean, everyone.
No, okay, so that actually brings up a good point. So what I was thinking of is like old people die a lot, and so
We can't give babies old people clothes.
Like some fucking like.
no, that's not what I'm talking about. So like, no, you guys hang on for just a second. So like, people die all the time, but like their clothes sometimes it just gets donated and they go into like landfills and thrown away and shit. We need to find all the clothes that they left behind
In landfills?
No!
This
need to-
diaper with the turn stand. I'm sure Dorothy would like to wear.
Goddamn diaper!
Diapers aren't clothing.
Diapers are not.
Diapers are totally clothing. Is underwear clothing? I mean, obviously.
I don't shit in my underwear.
I don't wear diapers.
You never answered if you shit in your underwear.
No.
I think by definition, a diaper would be clothing.
I think
Yeah.
Diaper is clothing.
It's clothing, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It's disposable clothing.
Disposable.
No, so listen.
It's a napkin I wear on my dick and butthole.
You don't shit in your underwear, but you could.
Yeah.
So there's
I could
still no
fucking
difference.
shit on my laptop right now if I wanted
Yeah.
to.
So I could wear a diaper, but not shit in it.
You can't wear a
Therefore, it's still
MacBook.
like underwear.
Okay, so
I guess it's technically clothing, but I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I've tried so hard to validate my point.
Anyway,
and it
sorry,
just
go
has
back
not
to your
worked.
point there.
So like, people buy new clothes all the time, and then we generate more waste just with clothes. But I'm saying like, if we donated more shit to Goodwill and just stopped producing it, like we wouldn't have to make more clothes, and like our economy would be in a better standing.
Yeah, that's great. But the way he worded it was
We have to find.
we have to find the clothing.
We have to
like
find the
some-
clothes of the
like
dead
some
people.
Indiana Jones National Treasure.
find the clothes.
We have to find the clothes.
But imagine the initial burst in unemployment because all company clothes just shut down.
Yeah, that would hurt the economy.
Yeah, that would
A
that would
lot.
do so much damage
A
to
lot.
just the world in general.
That's a
France
lot of
would
damage.
decline.
That's a lot of damage.
I think.
No. I said clothes, not like textiles and shit like that. Like that's not the only thing they do.
I know France isn't just like, oh, I have a scarf right here or whatever.
Have a what?
A scarf,
A scarf.
but he said it horribly.
Now instead of scarves, it'd be like, here, have this nice roving rug. I don't fucking know. What does Haynes do?
Have
Underwear?
this diaper around your neck. I found it last week.
I
Like
had to search for the clothes.
it's like you're playing
It's
an
like a
RPG.
crusade.
You're playing an RPG and you get to a new town. And someone's like, "Find the clothes! We have to stop."
Big old scary question mark. Just nervous and frantic.
We gotta stop. No more. Find them.
Everyone's naked. They're like, we have to find the clothes.
They're all wearing like blades of grass.
I couldn't find them. They're lost.
I should have gotten the app.
But that means like we're like digging up people like from like 300.
No!
No.
Clothes that are readily available at their house.
We're not burying them in clothes.
You know who
Break into someone's house. I found them.
It's like a.
You know who I think might have a tux that fits you? My grandpa. He's dead. Just let me go to his grave real
Yeah,
quick.
he sank in the Titanic. Let me just go and find it right here.
We're just making fun of the way you were.
Oh, I know.
Sim.
I'm just listening. This is wonderful.
Wait, I don't...
It's so hard to drum offbeat to something while you're singing it.
Like after you learn how to play any percussive instrument, it's hard to drum off beat, like
Yeah.
off.
It's hard to be like,
Just
it's
a little.
gonna take a lot to drag me away.
But you're never offbeat.
Nigga.
Well, yeah, you
shit.
could don't do that though. You can always add a flag to a note, and all yada yada
What?
yada.
Yeah.
Miss me with that gay shit.
No, it makes sense.
Oh my god.
Well, he hit you with
Did
it.
you hear that?
He hit you with the gay shit.
Was it a jewel
What
ball?
was that?
I think it was a piece of electric.
If it was a jewel button, it would have been like, you know the level 1 Crook, level 100 boss? Hit it with a jewel button.
Turns into like a little. Like
I'll make you
mafia
pump
box.
like that.
God, I'm gonna have to.
That's
add,
how
like,
mafia works.
I'm gonna have to add like clips of like just pictures on stuff on like.
Yeah.
We post this on YouTube. I'm gonna have clips of shit, so this makes sense.
God, yeah.
So it's not incoherent.
Here you go,
dude.
Spotify listeners. Here's a very descriptive view of what we're looking at.
So what we're looking at right now is a bald man about probably 18-inch wide.
What?
How do you describe somebody in width? Why would you do that?
He's 18 inches wide.
Like, how tall is he? It's like, how tall is he? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what he is.
Can you imagine if somebody went onto the street and was like, so you saw the robbery? Yeah, he was like 20 inches wide. Fucking what?
He's like,
How tall was he?
it's like this much.
He holds out his arms to show how wide. I got a good hug on him.
I just didn't see him.
I did like the director box thing to make sure.
It was like, yeah, he's about that wide. How tall was he? I don't even know if he was like, I don't know his race. I just know how wide he was.
He could have been 4'2", he could have been 6'8", but I do know he's 24 inches wide.
And then like the poster goes out, he's 24 inches wide.
How do you know exactly how wide he is? My ruler couldn't get how tall he was.
Pull like a tape measure. You
One
can do
second.
it
He's
vertically.
about to rob this bank.
Oh no, he was robbing a tailor, and the tailor was making him.
But you know how in like restaurants they have like that like measuring board.
Yeah.
You see like when a robber leaves, it's like horizontal.
They sold it sideways.
Fuck.
Damn it.
They just keep on saying how wide the door is every time they leave. And so like every single person has been about a solid 3 feet wide.
That's wide people. Whoa.
Jesus.
What? Yeah,
What's your topic?
What's my? Oh, I just looked at some icebreakers.
There's-
I found one.
That is stupid.
Shut up! Shut up!
That
I
is
had a
like-
lot on my mind.
So let's
I like how you deliver.
Wait. What's that one thing
where
where...
we can get like passed around, roll toilet paper. You can break off some pieces, and we introduce ourselves and say one interesting fact for each sheet we have.
No, it was really cool. Is what vegetable would you be and why?
Is this an
We're
interview?
all vegetables, you dumbass.
No, I have an answer, but I'm gonna answer it like I'm in an interview, right? So you're the guy
my
trying to
God.
hire me, so ask me that question.
Hello, sir.
I wish you could have seen him compose himself, because that was a treat. He like went through
Look.
4 different facial expressions before he changed.
Okay, let me put on my suit here real quick. All right. Hello, sir. If you were a vegetable, which one would you pick and why?
A tomato, because they can go both ways.
What?
Yeah, nigga.
Just throw a Sharpie at me.
A tomato because they can go both ways.
You know, I'm gonna cut that
Yeah.
out. I'm just gonna have silence follow for like 3 minutes.
Till it gets to 10 minutes, even though it's an hour-long thing.
My God.
Ugh.
All right, fine. You know what? I thought it was a cool topic.
Oh, I thought it was horrible.
Broccoli.
All right, so Quentin, there's one thing that we... Yeah.
He just said broccoli. With no context. Like, what vegetable would it be? And then he just said broccoli.
This is why I want a video. Quentin stops, looks at me, puts a T in the air, and holds his hands at me and goes, he just
Time
said broccoli. God, what is okay? So there's got to be some stupid shit that one of us. Or wait, can
I've
we
never
all
s-
just tell stories? Like, would that work?
That's what I just did.
Yeah, we're just
All right,
telling
so
stories today.
can I tell?
Talking about vegetables.
I'm not gonna tell the lawnmower story, but can I tell the story about how I convinced my little brother that he had syphilis?
If you got
See,
10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes. That's like a 15 minute
No, it
story.
really
Alright,
isn't.
we got it. All right.
The I can shorten it out.
All right.
So this is the story of one of my favorite pranks I've ever played. It's probably gonna take fucking 12 minutes with the way we roll things, but
Yeah. It's gonna take half an hour. Break up and start making fun of each other.
yeah. So my little brother is kind of an idiot for starters. I love him to death, but Lord. So when I was still living in Tennessee, I came back to Paducah for a little bit because it was winter break, and I was going to smoke with a few friends of mine, and
Not weed, tobacco.
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
Not weed. Hey, mom.
Hello, Nathan's mom and dad. We forgot to address you.
Yes. Hello.
hello, my mom and dad. You know I used to
I
smoke.
love you,
pot.
mom. I love you, Nathan's mom.
So why are you raising your? Okay. So
My selfie.
anyway, I go and a friend of mine. I'm just gonna call her Stella because God knows what she's gonna say if she hears that she's been put on this. She had gotten a new vibrator in the mail that day,
Of course you did.
so she.
What do you know her?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, we all do.
Oh.
I don't.
Yes. Yeah. We all
Tell
do.
me after the
Yeah,
I don't know who we're talking about.
I guarantee you do. So she brings us to torment Connor and I. Like so she's smacking us with it in the car, just making fun of us. So we leave at like 6 a.m. or something like that, and she has left this vibrator in my car. Also, important fact, I drive an 05 PT Cruiser convertible at the time, so as if this couldn't get any more gay than it possibly could, there's a purple dick in my car.
Don't need to edit that one out.
No. So, my car actually broke down, so I took my grandmother's car back to Clarksville because I had to play drum set at a basketball game. And I pulled into the dorm parking lot, and I went, oh my goodness, that vibrator is still in the floorboard of my car. So I called my grandmother. I said, hey, I've done some weird shit, but like this is really going to take the cake for you. She goes, okay. I said, have you found a purple dick-like object in the passenger seat of my car?
You know, just hanging around.
Yeah, just hanging around, just casually.
Yeah. Just
And then she goes,
hypothetically,
Yeah.
if you were to...
hypothetically, if you're to whatever. So that needs to be edited out. So
your mini stroke there.
yes. And she goes, I was actually about to call you about that. I'm like, fuck, all right. She goes, I found that under your little brother's bed.
Oh.
I said, oh, did you now? She goes, yeah. She goes, it has batteries in it. I go, yeah, isn't that wild? And then she goes, I also found, I don't even want to know what this is, and I'll get to that later. And she goes, well, what are we going to do? I said, well, what do you have in mind? And bless my sadistic grandmother, she goes, well, it's almost Christmas time. How about we put it in a stocking for Christmas morning when he wakes up?
That is just, if I opened a Christmas morning, a fucking dildo flops out of my box, I would just shit my pants.
It was a dildo and a fleshlight, which is what was next to the, yeah. And so I go, I got a better idea. So I see Aaron in person a few days later. I go, Aaron, have you seen that vibrator that Aiden left? He goes, no. I go, well, I know you saw it. He goes, yeah, I've seen it. I go, do you know where it is? He goes, no. I go, all right. So my grandmother calls him the next day, and my grandmother calls him, and she's like, hey, have you seen this whole vibrator thing that Sam's been concerned about? And then Aaron goes, no, I have not. And my grandmother goes, well, just keep out on the lookout for it because you know her reputation. It's not that great. So apparently if you touch this, you get this wild skin-to-skin contact syphilis that makes your dick rot off. Okay, bye. And she hangs up. And my little brother calls me and goes, hey, what's up? I go, well, Connor's dick was rotting off, so we had to go get him a syphilis shot at the sexual health clinic. So he hangs up with me immediately and calls my grandmother.
Just like wide-eyed.
Yeah. So, and he's like, I know exactly where the vibrator is. And then my grandmother goes, is that all? And then he goes, yes. And the actual words of my grandmother is bullshit. What is the white thing? It made him explain what the fleshlight was. The fleshlight was a plastic football, and you screwed the tips of the football off, and it revealed an anus and a vagina.
The rubber thing. You fuck.
Oh, what is that? You said something
No,
horrible.
he said it. Hey, all right. You want to take a small hiatus real quick?
Yes,
Talk about
hiatus.
this? What were we talking about? Someone was maybe explaining it to somebody else.
You were explaining what a flashlight was.
Yeah, and it was like it's a rubber pussy.
It's a rubber pussy that you fuck.
It was just the most vulgar string of words imaginable.
So yeah, that happened.
Ugh.
And Gran goes, bullshit, what's the white thing? And made my little brother explain what it was. And like I said, it was a football, and it was a plastic football, and you screwed the tips off, and it revealed the fucking enterable parts of the object.
The vagina.
Yes.
The pussy.
The pussy and the booty hole. So
Wait, is there a butthole in it?
yes, it's right over there actually. Like it's
That's not
Right
good
at your
enough.
bedside.
yeah, I have it in a box.
It helps him sleep.
I don't get ew.
Cuddles with it.
God.
Not once
It was like sleep apnea mask. You like
It rattles when you breathe out. It's like, oh my god, that's awful. So anyway, where in the hell was I?
You just got to
White
explain
thing.
about the butthole.
Oh yeah, so my little brother was actually due for his booster shots in high school. So booster shots. That was really overexaggerated. So he's due for his booster shots in high school.
Just say, go ahead, please, Sam. Continue.
He was due for a fart. He was due for his booster shots in high school, and I was just gonna take him to the health clinic and ask the front desk people to not tell him what the shot was, and I was just gonna tell him that it was a syphilis shot, and this goofy motherfucker would never know that he didn't have syphilis. But about a week before he was supposed to like schedule and go get it, he was in a rhino. And this sounds ridiculous, a rhino accident, but no, like a rhino is like a Polaris, like a big golf cart.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't remember.
Yeah, he got
this
rid
where-
of
like,
rhinos.
you go to Africa or something like that.
So he actually,
Rhinos in Africa?
yeah,
Australia?
it is Africa.
Africa?
What the fuck?
Just because it's
Sorry.
exotic doesn't
Sorry.
mean it's from Africa.
Yeah, Nathan, aren't you exotic? Aren't you from Africa?
Oh.
Funny
Big old
because he's black.
Big old picture of my black ass on the screen. just thick Nathan.
That is exactly what needs to go there. So he turned the cart too fast and he tried to stick his leg out to save it, but like the thing weighs about 700 pounds, so it crushed it and snapped his shin in half. So he broke his leg, and he had to go surgery and get a pin put in his shin. So they got him doped up right before the surgery. They put all the morphine in him and whatnot that way they would do to prep him. And they roll him out right before he's about to go to surgery, and he takes my hand and he goes, Sam. I go, yeah. He goes, they're going to test my blood and they're going to tell Mom that I have syphilis. And they rolled him into the operating room. And then, like a few months later, it was like after Christmas time, my mom and I were just sitting on the couch, and my mom goes, shit, we didn't tell Aaron that he doesn't have syphilis.
He was just...
We just didn't tell him. We just completely forgot. We're like, oh, we need to do that here shortly. So we're like...
Should have just never told him.
Yeah, we go, Aaron, we got good news. He goes, what? We go, well, you don't have an STD, idiot. And he's like, well, I kind of caught wind like after 2 months. I said, you caught wind after 2 months of touching a vibrator. And I know where this came from, too. Because when, this part might have to get edited out, but I'm going to say it anyway just in case.
I'll keep it out.
When we were little, and by little I mean like 15 and 13, my dad was seeing this girl, and there's a vibrator in the cabinet, and Aaron went to...
Kitchen cabinet?
No, like, I forgot to clarify, we were living in a pull-behind camper. Like, just straight up, we were living out of a camper. And, there's a cupboard above the bed, and there's a vibrator in there, and Aaron reaches for it, and I go, oh, don't touch that, you'll get like fucking herpes or something. And I think that scarred him, and I think that's why he believed that this could absolutely happen. But yeah, so my grandmother had these objects confiscated, and I was like,
Took his pocket pussy?
yes, she took his pocket pussy and
Not
vibrator.
cool.
Can't take a boy's pocket pussy.
Yeah, we're not getting into
It's
this.
his first girlfriend.
Yeah.
He actually had a girlfriend at the time too. Is what made it so funny.
Could she fit in his pocket?
Ew. First of all, okay, fleshlights, they do not fit in pockets. Those are big, hulking, like bigger than like a fucking shampoo
I've
bottle.
only seen one in person, and that is the one I have in there, and that will fit in your pocket.
He's done it.
Like sweatpants or like jeans or?
Like, I think they might fit in these. I'm not gonna try, but yeah,
don't-
it could absolutely fit in this. There's no need for it, but like, it absolutely can.
Who's got a fucking pussy? Right here, like pull it out, like on the subway.
Pre-lube, let's go. This man needs a wank stat. So yeah, my grandmother had this hidden, and I was like, when she dies, somebody's gonna go through her shit and find all of this. So I told her that I did this at stand-up one time, because my girlfriend and I went to this coffee shop, and I did this as a stand-up bit. And we came home, and my grandmother's like, I still have those. I go, no way. So she told me where they were, and I got it. And I actually spray painted the vibrator gold, but we threw it at each other so much we wore all of the golden paint off.
All right, let me. So they play this game. We live in a house all together. They play this game where they threw a dildo at me and they called it "Get Dildo."
What happened was that?
It's bullying, basically.
It's back when it still worked.
Nathan wasn't at home, and me, Sam, and one of our friends, Braden, were hanging out. And
May he rip in peace.
May he rip in peace. So.
He did.
No, he's not dead. He's just having a kid.
Whoa, that might have to get edited.
I didn't hear the name. I was confused.
Anyway,
I would have known that.
so cut that.
All right.
Yeah, that.
So
I had
What's wrong with that?
I had like a 3/4 bottle of like peach vodka.
Oh, was that the night where the
That's why
pirate
he's
night?
pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
I had a 3/4 full bottle of vodka,
Yeah.
and then you guys say, "Bet you won't chug it." I said, "All right." So I was like, "Here, have like a shot of it first." So
He goes, have what you want. He tells Braden and I, he goes, have what you want, because as soon as you hand it back, there will be none left.
that sounds like some Beauty and the Beast. Like, take all the booty you want, believe like the beast to me or whatever the fuck.
right, but it's alcohol.
Hey, all of you want the booze is mine.
So like, they take like little sips, and by the time they're done, it's like a little less than 3/4, but it's
Please
still
don't mess with that.
it's still plenty more than half, right? So I just start drinking it, and I didn't stop drinking it until it was empty. And I was like, remember me, in 30 minutes I'll be gone. And Nathan walks in, and I was like, what's up, black man? And I pick up this vibrator, turn it on. I say, you want to play a game? Check it out. I'm saying, get dildo, faggot.
Quenton chucks it at me like the speed of like a god. It didn't hit me, but it
It
would
should
have
have gone through you. It should have stuck in your chest.
I would have like turned to ash if it hit me. And then they just shove you into a corner until I was like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, well, another important aspect is we push him around until he does it.
Until he gets the dildo.
We physically abuse him until he bends over and picks it up, and then we throw it
And then
again.
I'm like a fucking lab. Like,
It used to be a lot funnier because the vibrator would like,
Scoot across the floor, yeah.
but it was long since been broken.
Well, it's not broken. Somebody threw it and like
It
we
was
lost the battery cap.
well, the battery cap's over there.
That's part of it. Wait, is the whole thing over there?
No.
Just chip in and buy a new dildo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's all just buy a new vibrator.
Yeah.
Let's buy a really big one. Holy
Yeah.
shit. No, yeah, it's in the living room somewhere.
Yeah.
It's gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Cool Podcast. All right. See you guys.